Welcome everybody to the Reisterstown Sportsplex in Reisterstown, Maryland. David Stearns here with the call in this evening's action between the Liberty University Flames and your UMBC Retrievers. Let's get the announcements here to start things out in this contest.
First team starters for this season will be Flames. Starting at defense number 4, Lucas Eagle. Also defense number 13, Dan Huntington. At left wing, number 21, Jordan Barstad. At right wing, number 22, Jeff Boston. At center, number 11, John Cotton. And goal number 1, Justin Dorfman. Head coach for the Flames is Chris Lillard. Now the starters for your UMBC Retrievers. Starting defense, a sophomore from Little Rock, Pennsylvania, number 18, Jared Adkins. Also defense, a sophomore from West Seneca, New York, number 2, Cody Selber. At left wing, a grad student from Stony Point, New York, number 21, Sean O'Connor. At right wing, a sophomore from Crofton, Maryland, number 14, DJ Butler. At center, a sophomore from Marysville, Maryland, number 28, Zach Tracy. Any goal, junior from
Anthem and opening faceoff coming right up here on Cross High Speed as Johnny Drago is announced as your starting goaltender for the Retrievers. Let's play some hockey. Tonight's starting goaltender is brought to you by Catch-22 Design, the official apparel of your UMBC Ice Hockey Retrievers. Visit c22design.com for more details. So starting in net tonight for the Liberty Flames is Justin Gortman. He has 4 wins on the season. Last night, he was the winning keeper in a contest against the University of Maryland here in Maryland. With a final score of 6-2, so that'll bring his record up to 4-0. And prior to last night's game, he had a 3.50 goals against average and a 67% save percentage, but I'm sure many improvements were made last night after that winning effort. And then, of course, on the UMBC side of things, it's John Drago. 10 games played, 8-2 record, 2 goals against average, 1 shutout, and a 94% save percentage. So strong tender versus an unknown tender, really, to this UMBC squad. UMBC is 4-1 in the last 4 seasons. I beg your pardon, 3 seasons coming into this 4th season. So here's the opening faceoff, won back by Liberty. Played along the blue line of the Flames, played up through center now along those far boards. Liberty looking to set things up here, back the other way across the line they go, along the near side. It's a Dockstetter shot, it's gloved down. I beg your pardon, it's Barstead taking that shot as it's gloved down. I'll pull up my rosters here to make sure we got the accurate players being called here. It's a face-off, will come over to the right of John Drago. Little interesting position here. This is a new broadcast stand here put up by Stevenson University here at the Reisterstown Sportsplex. So nice little accommodations, but it's going to be a long stretch down the ice there as Ebel couldn't keep it in. Well, he did keep it in there at the blue line. That'll be played back to Selbert. Selbert along the high glass far side. He's going to launch this one off the glass, and it's going to be ruled in icing against the Retrievers. So face-off will come back over to the left of John Drago as we are just 27 seconds deep into this contest. This is the only game on the Retrievers docket this weekend. Next weekend they'll have a home-and-home series against the William Patterson University Pioneers. Should be a tough contest as William Patterson is number 1 in the Northeast, so quite a contender waiting on the other side of this weekend. So a light weekend at best as Liberty trying to take the shot through traffic, caught up in the feet of Tracy, kicked out Fadler over to the near side to Selbert along the half board. He'll play it up along the glass and out. And it comes back across the blue line where it's going to be picked up there by OC. OC could not clear it out, so we have Dockstetter with it along the near circle, over with a shot to the other Dockstetter. We got to get those two sorted out there. Number 12 is Brad Dockstetter taking that shot there. So it goes over to the near side blue line as we're on the opposite side of the arena here. So we're so accustomed to being on that bench side as it comes over to the far wing. Selbert's going to dump it in. He'll curl back in for a change. Gortman's going to set it up behind the cage where it's going to be left there for Arbor. Arbor setting it up along the near circle, or the near corner, I beg your pardon, over to the half boards. trying to clear it out, kept in there. There's an effort there by Fadler, fed to the front and trying to stick it out of the air in the high slot. Nobody can wrangle it down as it comes up to Fritz at the red line. Fritz trying to play it off into the Liberty zone, but the linesman's skate got in the way, and it's going to be cleared out along the far side of the neutral zone. It's going to be Brad Dockstetter that's going to clear it in all the way back to Drago. He's going to go off on a change. Over to the near side boards now for Fritz, who will kick it up there onto the stick of, actually the skate of number 7 Atkinson there as it comes up with a shot from Jean-Luc Durante, and it's played out by the keeper, Justin Gortman, Raleigh, North Carolina native. So they do have 3 goaltenders on this roster here. It's Kerry Byron, and usual number 1 go-to guy is Nick Devine, coming out of, I believe that's Canada there, yeah, New Brunswick. So we'll have a face-off to the right of Gortman. We got a long-distance view here. Camera probably got it better than I do as far as things go, as the face-offs went up along the far boards, played out through center, and a nice hit there by Selbert. I beg your pardon, that's not Selbert. Selbert is switching places with Jean-Luc Durante, who's got the extra 2 on his jersey. Comes back behind the cage for Drago. Sets it up along the far boards. Jean-Luc accidentally kicked it ahead there, and it's turned over. No, they're going to turn it over themselves after it's kicked away. Nice defensive play there by the Dogs. And trying to play it out is the captain. It's Matt Bloom. Second effort at it now. With it is Atkinson. Along the near half boards and played deep. Atkinson will go back to chase, trying to sweep it around over to the boards, the far half boards. Nobody there to retrieve it for the Dogs. As it comes up along the near side of the neutral zone, cleared in off the stick of Josh King as he goes off on a change. Drago setting it up again there for Matt Barry. Barry dropping it off in that corner for McCall. And it's kicked ahead now all the way out into the Liberty zone. Along the far side of that zone as they'll come over to the near side. Played ahead now by Ebel. Along the near boards and cleared in by Liberty as they'll play chase now. Back behind the cage, Drago will have to go back to the same side it came, as it'll be Armstrong that'll fish it around over to the far half boards. Adam Taylor with it now, trying to clear it out through neutral, and a pass ahead for Armstrong. Gets cut up there by the Flames, and we'll have a high stick called here as the faceoff will go all the way back into the Flames zone. 17-10 left here in the first, nothing score. We do apologize if we have any choppiness here on the stream, as well, my computer was supposed to be granted exclusive access here, but I guess it's going to be a little choppy for some time. It's a point shot, and it's gloved out of the air by Gortman. Great effort off the faceoff by the Dogs. And the faceoff will return back over to the right of Gortman. Trying to charge in on the faceoff are the Retrievers, but it's going to be fished along by the Flames along the far glass. Trying to kick it out into the neutral zone. Now we have a 2-on-1 coming back the other way. With it now is Boschman. Boschman setting up a shot. They score! That's Barstead. Deacon Drago. As Drago went down to make the save, caught it around him, went far post, and it's a 1-0 game for the Liberty Flames on your Retrievers. So a rough start so far. Just a little over 3 minutes deep into this contest. We do apologize about that cutout there. We have some bandwidth issues. And we are back on the air. We do apologize about that. And another shot, they score. It's Dockstetter. Devin Dockstetter going short side on John Drago. Now it's 2-0 Liberty, 16:33. Just 20 seconds after they popped in the first one here. So quite a flurry of activity as Liberty takes a quick 2-0 lead. We do apologize about the bandwidth here. The computer should be whitelisted here as a high priority user, but I guess something must have got lost in communication here. One back onto the stick of Nate Arbor, going D to D along that far side, set up through center at the center ice line, and a hard check there, stolen away by Barry. Barry trying to set up a pass along the left wing, but it's cleared right back in by Liberty. Back behind the cage over to the near side, sent around by Keel, couldn't get caught up there by Gregory, and it's kept in by the Liberty Flames. Gregory will find the high glass and send it out through neutral as Arbor's going to chase it down at the red line, taking it back to his own blue line. And it'll be played back over into the far corner of the Liberty zone and out in front of the Liberty benches. It's popped right back in, and it'll be Barry going off on a change after that clearance. The Retrievers did tag up. Now back the other way are the Liberty Flames. Yet again, with a drop pass there, set up for Servone. And now coming back the other way is Sean O'Connor. O'Connor going wide, cutting it into the inside, taking a shot, and it just goes off the side of the net there. I don't know if Gortman got a piece of it. So we're a little bit of out of range here. Goes off into that near corner. And Liberty will find it out through center as it goes along front of the Liberty bench and chipped all the way down the length of the ice. No icing. Fritz back to retrieve it. Inside of his own zone, curling over to the far side. With a pass ahead. Around the back it goes. It's clear right back in. OC couldn't get it ahead there. Now another try at it. They'll have to go over to the near side with Zach Tracy. Tracy still having trouble, and now a breaking chance for Cotton. John Cotton coming in on goal with the backhand shot that just goes wide. The rebound, he tries to push it up front. And that was the other winger there is Boschman. Boschman trying to get a crack at it up in front. OC's trying to back check him hard, but Boschman still has the puck. Sends it up top to the blue line, where it's going to be Huntington through traffic. Gets blocked up, and G.J. Fadler trying to set a pass through center. He gets checked into the linesman. Linesman gets the worst of that as it's cleared up in front of the Retrievers bench. And this one's going to be cleared up into the protective netting, and Plinko's out of play. 14:46 left here in the first. 2-0 early lead for the Liberty Flames. I think our bandwidth issues have been resolved here, but we are in a low-quality broadcast stream. We do apologize for that. Full replays of these games can be found on youtube.com/crossicefeed. That is the Cross Ice Feed official replay page. And Kazmierzak trying to feed it to the front. He gets checked into the boards, missing everybody on that pass. Comes through center, trying to hook up there with Bloom. Bloom trying to steal the puck back, but across the line, Liberty goes. With it now, it's Devin Dockstetter turned over at the red line, sticked up into the air, but gloved down by Gregory. Played ahead for Bloom. They're looking for a glove pass now, and Bloom coming in on goal, takes a shot over the glove of Gortman. Now chasing it down are the Flames, coming out through neutral. Trying to back check hard there. There's Atkinson, but he couldn't get a hold of it. Now led to the front of the net. Drago forced to make a save along the far post. Fed to the front and almost kicked in there by Gregory. Missing the short side as it goes around over to the near side. And it's Liberty maintaining control of it now with Brad Dockstetter. And trying to chip it out there. Fed up along the high glass and trying to clear it out was Atkinson, but it's actually kept in there by Brad Dockstetter, who takes a shot, bounces off a body and goes along the near side of the net. Dockstetter back up top. That's Brad. Getting a return pass off his skate, and Cody Selbert's going to try to play it off the boards and out, but it's kept in by Liberty. Over to the near side now for Kazmierzak. Fed to the front. A backhand shot. It's Brad trying to hook up for it up front, and Drago will come out and play it at the top of the crease. We'll get a face-off coming up here to his right. 13:38 left here in the first. Liberty riding high off of a 6-2 victory over Maryland Terrapins last night down at the Gardens Ice House. Of course, the Retrievers had a couple of victories of their own in their back pocket here. Actually, one victory consecutively here. Unfortunately, it was just a 6-0 shutout over Millersville, but they had a 4-2 defeat at Montclair State the night prior. And the weekend before, they split a weekend yet again. It was Rowan University victors in Saturday's contest, and then Sunday, UMBC came back strong and defeated St. Joe's 8-1. Back at it, the Retrievers trying to clear it up along the glass, not out, kept in there by Liberty in a second attempt at it. Armstrong will clear it up through center. Nobody there to pick it up there is Liberty fighting hard for it with Josh King. Now a turnaround here. It's popped deep inside of Liberty territory. Along the near side corner, along the half boards. Trying to maintain control. Barry with a point shot. Does not make its way through traffic. He'll pick it up again and swing it around over to the near corner. All the way back behind the goal line where it's going to be picked up by Liberty trying to squeeze it out along the near wing. Up through center now. Coming ahead with it is Servone. Servone trying to dig through one. Gets around Fritz. Loses his twig in the process. Comes along the near side boards for Dan Armstrong. Trying to set an outlet pass. No, it's going to go over the far side and clipped right back in by the Flames. Trying to move it up along the glass and out. Was Armstrong. Armstrong looking for a change here as he floats his way to the bench. Puck will be sticked down by Barry, going D to D there with Fritz. Up through center, having control issues here are the Retrievers. Barry's going to have to go back to pick it up. Drop pass back at the slot of his own zone. It's Fritz. With a pass ahead now for Fadler. Fadler trying to leave it there across the line. OC coming across the blue line. OC dropping it to Tracy. Tracy far circle with a shot. Didn't get a solid rep on it, and it was deflected in the process. Slowed down, that is, and the Flames will launch this one in the air and down the length of the ice, and they'll get charged with an icing. As 12:20 remains here in the first. Liberty out with a quick start here. Barstead getting the most recent goal. And I believe it was Brad Dockstetter that got the first goal, but we'll check on that in the intermission. So we're dealing with some technical issues on our end. Face off to the right of Gortman, and we have a false start here as they're going to kick out the center for Liberty. And that'll be Brad Dockstetter, and it's going to back out. In there to take it is DJ Fadler for the Retrievers. Waiting for things to get set. Doors shut on the Liberty bench, and the puck is dropped there. Liberty cleanly wins it, but Liberty will peel away with it. Dropping it off over to the near side boards, where it'll be picked up by Paget. Paget will clear it in along the half boards. Liberty trying to fight to get it out. Here comes a turnover up front. OC fishing his way at the top of the slot, top of the far circle with it. Dropping it up top there for Selbert. Selbert trying to get a return pass over there, but it's going to be cleared out along the near wing and ahead for Paget. Paget going D to D with Selbert. Selbert trying to send it ahead there. Fadler leaves it off for OC. At the red line, OC surveying options on an entry. Comes across the blue line. Comes over to the near half boards. Drop pass up top. And a shot that goes to Gortman, and he holds on. No rebound coming, and we got some pushing and shoving back behind the play. That's all it was, and nothing will carry on after that as a face-off will come up to the left of Gortman. Home and home series next week. William Patterson. It should be an interesting contest. As we mentioned before, the first rankings came out, and it heavily favored William Patterson, who's, if you heard in the coach's corner with Coach Vogelai, he contests that they are probably the best team, close to being the best team here in the country. There's definitely an argument for that. Of course, the Retrievers in the Southeast came out at 6 in this ranking period. The team they recently lost to is Virginia Tech, sitting at number 2. Number 1, Florida Gulf Coast Eagles. This one's cleared out into the neutral zone by the Retrievers. The Flames are going to try to return it back the other way, but Atkinson trying to jumble it down. Trying to move it ahead here, but Liberty is going to settle it down back towards their own blue line, trying to clear it in deep. Barry got in the way of that one. Atkinson turning it over here. Here comes a chance now back the other way for Dockstetter, and that was Devin Dockstetter with a shot and a save by Drago. And Devin gets checked into the, or I beg your pardon, that's Kazmierzak. Devin was the other one towards the front of the slot, but here comes the chance the other way. Atkinson dragging it through, taking a shot, and off the back glass there, and off the back of the net it goes. Rebound picked up by Liberty, sent over to the far boards, not out, kept in there by Pierce McCall. McCall back behind the cage, but it's going to be picked up along the near corner, up to the half boards and out. And McCall will be forced back to pick it up at his own blue line, feeding the pass along the left wing, but Liberty will retrieve it back the other way. 10.5 to go here in the first period. 2-0 Liberty. And trying to get it is Brady Keel. Brady Keel pushing his man out of the boards, and then Pierce McCall's going to sweep in there to help out. Setting it along the boards for Dan Armstrong, who will use those boards to get it out through center. Trying to catch up with it was McCall, but Liberty will take it back the other way. And it's Miller with a shot that just goes above the cage and hits the glass and comes all the way up to the blue line. And it's pushed free, and the Retrievers are going to come back the other way. With it now is Adam Taylor. And it dropped it off into the corner there, and nobody there to pick it up for the Dogs. So Sean Gregory will have it in front of his bench. The pass through center, trying to get a solid handle on it, was Dan Armstrong, but another try at it for Gregory along the far side of the neutral zone. He'll go off in a change, trying to clear it in deep, but Liberty will pick it up at their blue line, and they'll backhand this one all the way up into the far corner, where it'll be picked up by Jared Paget. Paget trying to clear it up there. It's OC trying to get it on his stick. Trying to give him a time for it is Eric Burke, who will take him to the boards. Manchester, New Hampshire native. And he'll get dumped down on his keister, and we have a delayed call coming up here. 9:20 left here in the first, and looks like the Dogs are going to get charged with the first penalty of this game. Skating ever so dejectedly on this one is Sean O'Connor, so he's going to sit for 2 or less. The face-off will come up to the right of John Drago. Face-off one back up top to the blue line, kept in there with Boschman. Boschman along the half boards. Boschman squeezing it through to the front off a deflection, and it's going to be picked up. No, Bloom can't get a handle on it. Here comes a chance along the far circle. Up top to the top of the slot there, and comes over to the slot airborne, over to the near side, and it's going to be cleared up to the near boards, not out. Boschman setting it up. Brad Dockstetter with a shot. They score! Having some trouble seeing through all that traffic is John Drago. There's Devin Dockstetter and Brad Dockstetter working in tandem up front. It finds its way to the back of the net, 3-0 on a power play goal. 8:54 left here in the first. The Retrievers are in a 3-goal hole. I'm sure this is not where they anticipated being. They're going to call a timeout here for sure. Retrievers getting a much-needed break here with a timeout, but not the break they were looking for with a 3-0 hole. Folks, we do apologize if there's any hesitation here on the broadcast feed. I'm going to utter 3 letters for you, and maybe you'll understand. DSL. That's the best we can get out here right now. This rink is a little ways away from Baltimore, so I don't think they've quite wired up everything out here with fiber optics. But we're doing the best we can, so in case you're just joining us or you've missed anything that has been broadcasted here or attempted to be broadcasted here, the Liberty University Flames have a 3-0 lead, just coming off here of a power play goal. I'm believing that Brad Dockstetter got a piece of it. He and his brother Devin are working in tandem out there, the Ottawa, Ontario natives. And the face-off would come to center. And we'll get the call here from the public address. And we get another stoppage here. We do appreciate everybody chiming in here via Facebook and Twitter. Please let us know of any issues that you're having, just so that we're better aware of the situation here. Send an email at contact@CrossIceFeed to let us know what's going on with our broadcast feed. So Brad Dockstetter will get credit for that goal. This one's trapped up behind the cage. Cotton, Boschman doing some work there for the Liberty Flames, but going down low there is Brandon Fritz, and they'll blow this one dead with the face-off coming up to the left of Drago. Once again, you can hit us up on Twitter at CrossIceFeed. Facebook page, messages do get through to us, along with our email, contact@CrossIceFeed, just for any details you can provide us on this broadcast, as the stream is a little weak here. 8:30 left here in the first, 3-0 Liberty. So we're down in a new broadcast perch area. I'm going to have to remember binoculars next time we're back here in December. Check out our schedule, crossicefeed.com/stream, if you're not here already watching the broadcast. Goes over to the far corner of the Retrievers zone. They're trapped at the moment here, as Eric Burke is doing some work for the Flames, but it comes along over to the near circle. Atkinson with the pass ahead now for Jean-Luc. Durante along the far side, trying to feed it to the front. Nobody there to keep it in the slot vicinity. Played along the side of the net. Gortman forced to make a save, but looks like we got a delayed call coming up here against the Flames, as it looked like Atkinson got dumped down back behind the cage. So 8:04 left here in the first, and it's going to be a power play for the Dogs. It's alumni weekend here. The alumni teams will be, well, the alumni will be coming out here and playing each other in kind of a fundraising contest at 7:30. Unfortunately, we will not be available to broadcast that game. Nonetheless, I don't even know if the internet here can, stand us doing that. They'd probably kick us off as far as the strength of signal we got so far. So here it comes up top. Over for Fritz, who winds up, takes a shot through traffic, and Gortman finds it, and he holds on. So we got Dan Armstrong up there trying to create some obstructions. We get the announcement for a power play here. The fans are kind of feeling a little dejected after a 3-0 lead for Liberty, but maybe this power play can bring life back into this building and back on the scoring side for UMBC. Along the near side now, short-handed is John Cotton, who dumps it in over to the corner. Drago's going to set it up over to the far corner. And it's going to be Adam Taylor with it. Backhanding it out through center. Going to move it along for Dan Armstrong, but it's turned over and slapped right back in by John Cotton. 90 seconds left on the man advantage. 7:35 left here in the first. Liberty taking care of business early on in this one, as this one's going to be icing on a power play against the Retrievers. Not the start you want if you're Coach Vogelai, that's for sure. So we'll try it down all the way here to the right of John Drago. Retrievers trying to find their footing here. And the question out here in the crowd is, what would Yost do? Back for Fritz. Along the near boards, not out, kept in by Liberty. Gets over the stick of Fadler. He's going to try to slap at it, but it's kept in by Burke. Fritz is going to settle it down behind his keeper. Over to the near side with the pass ahead for Fadler. Fadler almost getting tripped up there by Ebel, but he's going to stay with it. Fadler cutting his way to the slot. Drops a pass over there. Fed to the front. And Gortman's making a save there as it goes off into the corner. Trying to feed it up front again was King. Trying to clear it out, but now we have another whistle, and we have a tripping call coming up here with 6:59 left here in the first. And the penalty box door for the Retrievers is open. And going to the box is Pierce McCall. So we got 4-on-4 hockey for the next 55 seconds. Some open ice hockey as the face-off's going to come all the way back into the Retrievers' territory. So there goes your power play. Crowd trying to get into it here is Yost. I beg your pardon. That's Atkinson. Same number. Different guy. It's going to be Bloom. Up ahead now for Barry. I beg your pardon. That's Selbert. Trying to get used to the black netting that I've never had to deal with before here at the Reisterstown Sportsplex. Matt Bloom's going to take it across the red line. A lot of open ice for him. Takes his shot. Gorman makes a save. He's going to glove it up against his chest and hold on for a face-off to his left. Usually I'd have a lot of good filler here if Sean Hoppy were in the booth with me, but I guess he's opted to record things from the stat box, or the scorekeeper's box, I beg your pardon, but that's okay. It's all right. I can do this by myself. It's just going to be a lot of dead air. Maybe we can get Nick Yost up here. I don't know. He's with his crew up here in the bleachers to my right. Liberty setting things up along the far side of the neutral zone, along the wing. Coming with it now is Barstead. Barstead stopping with it, trying to set it up down over here for Brad Dockstetter. And Dockstetter working in tandem here with a shot and a save by Drago. Trying to work for it again, Brad Dockstetter is, but it's going to come up for Atkinson. Atkinson through center now, trying to get his way around a couple of Liberty Flames. Bloom getting back check there with a feed to the front, and Gortman's going to swallow it up, and he'll hold on for a face-off. It is now a Liberty power play for the next minute with just under 6 minutes to play here in the first. Once again, it looks like our broadcast feed's getting a little bit stronger. We do apologize for anything that may have been missed earlier on in this game. 3-0 Liberty. It's David Stearns here up in the broadcast booth for Cross Ice Feed. Sean Hoppy is not with me this evening. Cotton along the far side of the Retrievers zone, dropping it up along the far boards for Kazmierzak. Up top, back to Kazmierzak, back up top again. With it up there is Huntington. Huntington back to Kazmierzak, past Cotton's stick, over to the near side now for Devin. I beg your pardon, Servone. Back for Cotton. Cotton slowing it down, handling it over there to the far circle for Kazmierzak. Back over. And then back up top it goes to Huntington. Huntington looking for a lane. Sending it down. Kazmierzak couldn't handle it. Backhanded up along the boards. Head out by the Retrievers with 20 seconds left to kill. On the penalty to Pierce McCall. Flames backhanding it in. Going alongside of that and reaching out there is Johnny Drago. Slapping it along the glass. Up to the blue line. Not out. Launched into the air there, and Cotton will settle it down. Cotton trying to feed it to the front. He had Boschman breaking there. Point shot taken, deflecting wide. Winding up and taking that shot was Bobby Servone. Now another chance here. Boschman backhanding it over to Cotton. Back over to the blue line near side for Servone. Servone taking a shot and another save by Drago. Drago's got his work cut out for him. He's being tested here with 11 shots in this game. 11-6 of the shots in favor of Liberty. It's poked away by Nate Arbor, and the Retrievers are back to full strength. Coming with it now, McCall with the drop pass back for Armstrong. Armstrong swinging it around the horn back behind the goal. A couple of much-needed changes here for UMBC as Liberty Flames will break out. No, they're going to turn it over to McCall. McCall trying to work it over the line with Taylor. And Taylor's looking to make a change here along with Armstrong. So Liberty will take advantage of this change and come back the other way. A long toss on into the glove of Drago. And he won't take any chances as Freeman came in there, and the face-off will be back to his right. 4:15 left here in the first. Liberty with a 3-0 lead. Kind of showed up right on the heels of warm-up time, and they were fashionably late to say the least, but you know what? He did a fine job of getting things going here. So we were talking with head coach Chris Lowe before the game, kind of filling us in on the details of last night's game against Maryland. Strong 6-2 victory once again. Last weekend, the Retrievers 8-0 victors over Millersville in their second game of the weekend. Up along the near half boards. Sticked up and out by Liberty. Now coming back with it. 2-on-1. Kazmierzak setting up a pass there. And a return pass just goes wide as it was set up by Devin Dockstetter. It's fed around over to the far half boards up to the blue line. Can be kept in there by Liberty with Huntington. In the near circle with a shot and a save by Drago. Devin Dockstetter with it again, leaving it there for Brad. Brad trying to take a short side shot. And it's popped back over to the far half boards. Giving it back to Brad. Brad having it stripped away from him, and it's going to be OC carrying it out for the Retrievers with a pass over for Zach Tracy. Tracy, far circle, trying to get it through traffic, takes a shot, and a save by Gortman. The rebound picked up by the Flames, and the Flames are going to opt to go back over to that far corner and settle things down here with 3:15 left here in the first. A good scoring chance there for the Retrievers. Being shadowed and taking it back is Daniel Huntington, Berkeley Lake, Georgia native. And it'll be the Retrievers finding it out in the neutral zone as it's turned over by Liberty. Shelbert with a pass over to the near side for Keel. Brady Keel launching this one down to Gortman. Gortman sticking it aside over to the near side, not out, kept in there by the Retrievers. And that was Atkinson popping it back behind the goal line. And Liberty's going to try to go back to the other side on an open wing and lead it out through center. Stayed around by John Cotton. John Drago's going to come out to play it. Sent back over to that same side. Goes past Jean-Luc Durante, and it goes ahead for Matt Bloom. The captain, he backhands it in. He gets checked off the play. Gortman setting it up along that same wing as it came in. Trying to clear it out at Liberty, but it's kept in there by Atkinson with a shot, and Gortman comes out and makes a save. 2:24 left here in the first. A lot of long shots taken here. A couple of point-blank ones. Not too shabby, but still remains 3-0 Liberty, with a face-off coming up to the right of Justin Gortman. Retrievers Hockey is partly sponsored by the Hilton Garden Inn in Owings Mills, Maryland. Book your stay with them today as you're in town to see some live Retrievers action here at the Reisterstown Sportsplex. Liberty taking it out. Along the left wing it is. Sent in by the Flames. Chased down. And Padgett trying to clear it out. Along the near side board, Savone keeping it active, putting it up top, back over to Savone on a return pass, but it goes past him. Goes back behind the cage. Burke trying to handle it there. Savone comes in, trying to set it up to the slot there as somebody's wide open. And that would be Josh King, but the Retrievers will find it. And it comes out with Adam Taylor. Taylor along the far side, setting up a pass there, trying to hook up with Sean Gregory, who's pinching into the play. He goes down with King into the boards. King trying to kick it along to his stick, and he does get it over to the near side corner for Liberty to break out. Liberty across the Retrievers line with it now. Savone taking a shot, just going wide, and it's Drago that'll set it up here. Goes over to the near half boards, trying to scoop it up. Is McNulty. McNulty having trouble there as he's got two Flames to contest with. He sets a pass back for Fritz. 90 seconds left here in the first. 3-0 Liberty. With it now, Pierce McCall over to the far circle. Takes a shot right into Gortman, and he holds on. No rebound coming. He's got rebound control, under control to say the least. Fans calling for the Retrievers to pot one here as we're about to go into the first intermission. Good crowd on hand here as it comes up to the front of the net. Fed up top to the point. Blue line shot taken by Barry. Gets deflected wide. Over to the near half boards. Retrievers trying to fight to keep some offensive presence here in the Flame zone. Picked up in that near corner. Beg your pardon about the view here as can't really tell who has it down there. Barry trying to tee up a shot through traffic as we come down to the last minute of play. Along the far half board, scooped up and out by the Flames. Being chased down here by Fritz. Not going to make it far enough for icing. Fritz steering it up there for Tracy. Tracy up along the boards, not out. Kept in there at the blue line and trying to take a shot on goal was Kazmierzak, but he didn't get a full wrap on it. Here comes Devin. Devin Dockstetter trying to spin around to the front, trying to find his brother Brad, but Brad will slow it down there as the Retrievers try to break out as Brandon Fritz will pinch up into the play. Gortman setting it up along the near side of the net and almost poked away by Fritz. Kept in by the Dogs for the moment. And it does come up to the blue line, not out. Matt Barry tees up a shot and it just goes wide of the far post. Along the half boards, kept up there by Selbert, pinched down low, back behind the goal line. Fed around over to the front with a shot. Gorman makes a save. Point blank shot taken by Matt Barry. Cleared up along the high glass, net out. A couple of good shots here by the Retrievers, but they got 5 seconds to get another one on. Comes up top to the blue line. Barry tried to get it into his wheelhouse, but he couldn't get it through as the Liberty Flames, Brad Dockstetter clears out to center, and that is how the first period will conclude. 3-0 Liberty. We'll take a moment here and pause and try to figure out what just happened in those 20 minutes here on the Cross Ice feed. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Reisterstown Sportsplex in Reisterstown, Maryland. 20 minutes down, 40 to go. Starting things up here for the second period. Recap on that first period. 13-10 shots in favor of Liberty along with that score, 3-0. It was pretty much the Dockstetter show. And quite an anemic play, to say the least, about the black and yellow, your UMBC Retrievers. Well, fortunately for us on the broadcast end, we actually have them playing down offensively in this zone, so when they do get the play down here, hopefully it'll be some excitement on that side. Rarely saw them back in the offensive zone in the first 20 minutes here, as a power play goal for Liberty. Barstead and Dockstetter notching some tallies here on the 3-0 score. So let's see what happens. You know, PJ was really good at it. You can be good too. As we have the drop of the puck, chirping back at Yosti here, who's volunteering jokingly to come up here as color, but Nick Yost, the former captain of this team, they desperately need him out here on the defensive side of things as Liberty comes back inside the Retriever zone. Already it starts, the onslaught begins up top here, but it comes out. Retrievers gunning it back the other way. Coming across with it is Atkinson. Atkinson, near circle drop pass there for Bloom. He has it stripped away from him by Barstead. Barstead sending it around the horn. Arbor trying to catch up for Liberty, and it's kept in there at the moment by the Retrievers. Slapped back up in front of the bench and out in the neutral zone there. Trying to steer it down with Sean Gregory as it goes airborne, but it's stripped away and taken by John Cotton. Cotton trying to lead it ahead there, but second attempt, it's a delayed offside on Liberty now. Through center now with the pass for Jean-Luc Durante. Durante trying to spin away from the check, sends it up front, and it's chipped away by McIntyre. McIntyre along the far side of the Liberty zone. He'll clear it all the way through everybody, and it'll be an icing charged to Liberty, and the face-off will come all the way back to the left of Gortman. We talked a little bit before the game about Gortman's performance here. You know, this is his 5th game. Last night he had a start against the University of Maryland Terrapins. And in that game he saw, well, pretty much 36 shots, only allowing 2 goals. Not too shabby, should help on the save percentage. The save percentage was looking pretty low prior to that game, but the stats aren't updated for this contest in particular. 18:50 left here in the second. 3-0 Liberty as the UMBC Retrievers try to get some zone entry. It comes along over to the far corner. Liberty opting to go back along those far boards to Nate Arbor. Now it's going to be sent ahead for Brad Dockstetter. Looking at the stats in tandem up top, it is the Dockstetters. We'll get to those numbers in just a moment here. The Retrievers trying to squeeze it through neutral. It's a neutral zone battle at this moment. Well, now here comes a chance with a behind-the-back pass by Barry. Nobody there to pick it up. Paget deep inside the play here. Along the near corner, set up for Hannock. Back over to Paget. Paget trying to walk its way to the front with a shot. Oh, and Gortman makes the save, and I believe that one went off the post. It'll be Devin Dockstetter bringing it through center. And it's feathered on into the Retriever zone, but not deep enough there, as the Retrievers did pop it out through neutral. But it'll be Brad Dockstetter setting it up ahead now for Devin. Trying to work it into the slot, but the Retrievers will stick it down, and we're going to have a delayed call here. It looks like the Retrievers are going to get tagged with a hooking call. And it'll be Fritz going to the box for 2 or less with 17:55 left here in the second. So taking a look at the player stats on the Liberty side of things, I mean, it comes as no surprise that Brad and Devin are at the top. Brad, 14 goals, 23 assists for 37 points coming into the weekend, and it's Devin Dockstetter right behind him. 16 goals, 15 assists for 31 points, and I guess the man to watch pretty much is Devin, as he's going to come up the ranks here as a freshman, as Brad is a grad student. This one's cleared all the way down to Gortman. Gortman, the junior, will put it up along the neutral zone, and it's cleared right back as the Retrievers picked it up, almost bouncing off the back of his skate. Comes over to the near side as it's Zach Tracy doing some battle here. And switching off on the forecheck now will be Sean O'Connor. O'Connor forcing Cotton to come over to the near side corner. Huntington with it through neutral, and it's off. A UMBC player, no, they're going to rule this one. Did not deflect off of him, and they're going to call this one an icing back on a power play for Liberty. 90 seconds left to kill on Fritz's penalty. 17:24 left here in the second. Retrievers down by 3. Looking to set up a shorthanded chance here as Matt Bloom's going to take the face-off against Cotton. And Cotton will win it over to Kazmierzak. Back with it now. Huntington back behind Gortman. I beg your pardon. Huntington peeling away, getting around Bloom. Huntington going over to the near side boards, and he gets crunched hard there by the captain. Bloom backhanding it out into the neutral zone. And Servone's going to set it up along the far wing over for Cotton. Cotton trying to set a pass there for King. Now it's backed up by Kazmierzak with a backhand shot that just goes wide over into the near corner. Kazmierzak picking it up again, up top to the point to Huntington. Back over to Kazmierzak along the half-boards near side. Into the corner an attempt there, but the Retrievers will find it on the backhand and send it all the way down over to the near corner inside the Flame zone. Gortman way out of his net, setting it up for Huntington. And another unit, the second unit for the penalty kill for the Retrievers will come on. Doing some forecheck work there is Atkinson. Along with him was OC, but OC wipes out. And the Flames will try to take advantage of that as it's Devin Dockstetter with an L. Trying to set it up on the backhand for Brad, but he's going to be forced to go over to that far corner. Retrievers trying to clear it out. Comes up top to the blue line, kept in there by Nye. Over to the near side with a shot along the near circle. Saved by John Drago. Back behind the net, over to the far corner it goes. Back behind the cage it goes. And it's going to be Brad getting it along the near side boards. Brad getting a return pass. Brad taking a shot. Drago making a save. The rebound. He'll drop it down into his lap and he'll hold on. 16:06 left here in the second. 12 seconds left to kill on Fritz's penalty. And Liberty University here in town for a single game against the Retrievers. You know, we have a home and home coming up next weekend with William Patterson, but last night it was University of Maryland on the docket for Liberty, and we'll take a look at Liberty's schedule here in just a moment. The play continues on here with the shot to the front. Brad Dockstetter had a stick on it, fed right into Drago, and the penalty for Fritz has expired. He's looking for options from Coach, and Coach is going to tell him to stay out there. So looking ahead at Liberty's schedule on that side of the house, we will take on Delaware University tomorrow for a 3 o'clock matinee up at the Fred Rust Arena. And it's along the near side boards inside the Retriever zone. Trying to set it up is Liberty. Along the corner goes Servone. Trying to work it around a couple of Dogs players. Trying to scoop it along those far boards. Are the Dogs trying to steer it out with Fadler. Fadler couldn't get in on his first attempt, and his second attempt there successfully executed as it comes up to the Liberty blue line with Huntington launching this one off over to the near corner of the Retriever zone. Down there to Chase. Sent along over for OC. With a pass ahead now. Coming with it is Zach Tracy. Zach Tracy winding up, taking a shot, and Gortman makes a save. Tracy chasing down his rebound, working with OC back behind the goal line. Set loose over to the near side. And it'll be picked up by Servone. Servone looking for options here as he sends it through center. And it goes past King and past everybody. Barry's going to catch up with it. No icing. It goes right on to Drago. Drago putting it up along the near glass. Out through center, but it's intercepted by Barstead. Barstead working it back to the defense. Where it'll be picked up by Lucas Ebel, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania native. Matt Barry sending it around the horn, not out. Fed to the front there by Liberty, but it's picked up by the Retrievers, who will try to get some offensive breakout here. But it's going to miss everybody on the clear end, and they're going to rule this one an icing. I thought Liberty had a chance to get a hang of it, a handle on it, beg your pardon, as the faceoff will come back into the Retrievers' territory. Like I said, on the other side of the coin, it'll be William Patterson for the Retrievers next weekend, and of course the rankings just came out recently. And those rankings had UMBC at number 6, but we'll get to the rest of the rankings here in a moment. As the faceoff's one back into the far corner, cleared up to the blue line, not out, kept in there for the moment by the Flames. In a second effort, they could not keep it in. Now breaking with it, Zach Tracy. Tracy coming across the line, takes a shot, and Gortman makes a save as it came right up into the chest area, and he holds on. But talking back on those rankings, right now what we have currently in the Southeast is Florida Gulf Coast at number 1, Virginia Tech at number 2, Virginia Tech getting 3 first-place votes. Liberty is at number 3, Rowan at number 4, Penn State at 5, and then your UMBC Retrievers. So quite an interesting top 6 to say the least. Things can shift around here as we are in the second ranking period that will expire at the end of this month. Comes around over for Pierce McCall, who tried to set it up front for Dan Armstrong. Armstrong trying to sweep it ahead, but Barstead's going to intercept. And he tries to clear it up. McCall will keep it into the blue line, but he couldn't clear it in deep enough. And back the other way it goes with Jordan Barstead, another Ottawa, Ontario native. Last time I saw this Liberty squad was at the mock playoffs. They lost to Virginia Tech. And, of course, they lost in the second day of the regionals, University of Maryland, who went on to the Nationals. Out there in St. Louis. Coming around the horn, Retrievers trying to clear it out along the near side boards. Flames piling up along the blue line as it's popped right back deep. Brady Keel's going to chase it down. Having a time with it back behind his keeper as it goes off into the far corner. Devin Dockstetter setting it over to the near side. Looking for a pass or lane is Brad Dockstetter trying to walk his way to the front of the net. Comes along the short side, fed to the front, and across the goal mouth it goes. And it's cleared out along the far half boards and out. Angling it right onto Justin Gortman. He's going to try to catch the Retrievers on a change as he sets a pass across the neutral zone. Over to Devin Dockstetter, what's dropped off there for Kazmierzak. Kazmierzak still with it. Along the short side, and it goes barred down, and they're up 4-0. Liberty lighting it up here. 13:06 left here in the second. Not a good situation for Retrievers fans here in attendance. The crowd's been silenced. Retrievers had a couple of good opportunities, but Liberty came right back with it, and it all started with a Justin Gortman pass as he came aggressively out, catching the UMBC Retrievers on a change. We'll take a listen in here on the public address and see who got credit on the goal. So it was Brad Dockstetter away, and they stuff it in. They're going to say no goal. No, they're going to say the faceoff's right over here to the right of Gortman. He made the save tight along the goal line. Great effort there by the Retrievers. Let's see if they can continue the pressure here as the captain will take the faceoff. It's Matt Bloom up against Burke. Bloomer winning it back. Durante with a point shot there from Atkinson, or I beg your pardon, as Cody Selbert couldn't get its way through traffic. Going into the boards is Bloom. Bloom trying to work away. Burke will strip it free as it comes up to Atkinson with a shot, bobbled its way over to the far corner. Abel trying to clear it out, kept in up top by Brandon Fritz, who winds up, takes a shot, and a pad saved by Gortman. Over to the far boards it goes, and it's cleared around over to the near side and past the stick of Cody Selbert, and down the length of the ice it goes. And there's going to be no icing. It's back for it. Selbert going hard into the boards there with Jeremy Miller. Fed to the front, and Drago forced to make some movement there, but it's cleared up to the far blue line. Steered around over to the near corner and then to the half boards, being chased down by Fritz. Trying to clear it out are the Retrievers. Kept in by the Flames. Cody Selbert back there behind the cage. He gets crunched into the boards. It'll be feathered out by the Retrievers. Now breakout coming back the other way, 2-on-1. Across the line. Paget feeding it over with a kick over by John-Luc Durante. I beg your pardon, that was not who I thought it was. It was actually Ryan McNulty on the 2-on-1 break as it's cleared over to the near side. Up top to the blue line, kept in by the Retrievers. Just for a second here as it goes airborne and out into the neutral zone. Picked up by Cotton, setting a pass ahead. And it will be walked in there by Jordan Barstead, who has one in this contest. Brad Dockstetter tailing his second of the game. So Brad Dockstetter and Barstead are three of the goals. Got to check my notes here to figure out who that other goal is that I'm missing, but it goes in front of the Liberty bench. Retrievers trying to squeeze it free up in front of their own bench. They'd like it to go further, possibly inside the Flame zone if they can. Trapped up in the feet. Now we got a delayed call coming here. Not sure who it's going to go against. There was a lot of traffic in front of the Retrievers bench, and we're going to get a charging call. And it's going to be the Retrievers that are going to sit. And it's Jared Paget who came charging in there, so it'll be a 2-minute or less for Jared Paget to sit with 11:17 left here in the second. 4-0 Liberty. 17-14 shots in favor of the Flames. And the face-off will come all the way down to the right of John Drago. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We are operating at a lower bandwidth than normal. We'd like to provide the highest of quality in this broadcast, but unfortunately, the internet bandwidth here is constraining that. Check out the replays, youtube.com/crossicefeed. Over to the near half boards it goes. Brad sending it down low. And Brad sending a shot up front. It goes over the shoulder of John Drago. Kept in there, the far blue line, by Clinton Nye. The Three Hills, Alberta native. Fed to the front. And it's under Drago somewhere, and we got a pile up on 95 in front of him. And we'll get things sorted out, and the face-off coming up to his right. 10:50 left here in the second. 1:33 left to kill on Paget's penalty. Rough start, and it's continuing to be rough here for the Retrievers. We're looking to gain some traction here in the second ranking period. Doesn't get any easier next weekend against William Patterson, and then, of course, got Roan in the following weekend there. We'll talk more about their schedule coming up here in just a moment in the next break. Over to the point. It goes over to the near side now. Trying to walk it in is Brad Dockstetter, but he'll have to retrieve it up along the blue line, along the half boards. Comes down into the circle. Working it back behind the goal line. Fed to the front looking for a backdoor stuff, and now we'll have a call as the net is dislodged. Any stoppage of play to settle things down for the Retrievers is definitely helpful in this awkward running game right now. Retrievers faithful, being hopeful at this point as they have a minute to kill on Jared Padgett's penalty as it comes up top. A little back and forth being played there by Huntington and Servone. This comes over to the near side boards. Working with it is Kazmierzak down behind the goal line. Sweeping it back up is John Cotton. Kazmierzak over to Servone. Far circle. Servone up top. Huntington. Top of the umbrella. Back over to Servone. Looking to go back door there as Kazmierzak was cheating in there along the near circle. Up top again. Huntington playing catch with Kazmierzak along the half boards. Kazmierzak back up top. Huntington finds a lane. Takes a shot through traffic. And it's stopped up front by the Retrievers. Trying to clear it out. They could not get a solid handle on it. It was Matt Berry that was trying to take a stride forward while taking the clear out. But it swept right back in over to the near corner as Kazmierzak's going to go in first for the Flames. Back up top to the near blue line point. It's Huntington over to Servone. Far circle. Servone stepping in. Taking his shot. Deflecting off over to the half boards for Kazmierzak. And the Retrievers kind of scattered about here in their penalty kill box. If anything, it's looking like connect the dots here as no one's in any particular placing. Now we're back to five-side hockey. Atkinson trying to work his way to the front. It's loose in the slot. Flames will finally gain control of it as Cotton will clear it out into the neutral zone where it's picked up now by the Retrievers. Coming back the other way across the line is Brandon Fritz. Fritz trying to dig his way through one. He's trying to get around McIntyre. He'll chase it off into the near corner. Getting bumped into the boards there. Cotton trying to poke it free for the Flames. McIntyre trying to tie it up. It goes back behind the keeper, and it's picked up by Huntington. Trying to backhand the pass up ahead for Kazmierzak. Bounces over the stick of Pierce McCall, and it'll go back to the Retrievers, the blue line, and they'll come back the other way. Lining up with it, and it's Fritz, and they're going to rule the Retrievers are offside. 8:44 left here in the second. 4-0 Liberty here at the Reisterstown Sportsplex in Reisterstown, Maryland. David Stearns here for the Cross Ice feed. Brett Kibler on the camera with us this evening. Face-off outside of Liberty zone. One back by the Flames. McIntyre looking for a pass, trying to hook up there. Across for Brad Dockstetter, but it's cleared in by the Retrievers. Popped right in there. And trying to fight for it down low is Taylor, but it goes over to the near half boards. Miller had it popped away from him just for a moment there by Pierce McCall, who lost his footing. Cleared out for Brad Dockstetter, who gets checked by Taylor. The puck goes ahead now for Devin Dockstetter. Fed to the front and is trying to tip it in was Nate Arbor, New Brunswick native. A lot of Canadians on this team. We'll get to that in the next break as well. And trying to move that one through neutral. All right, the Retrievers, it was sent right back in. An effort there by Taylor, but he'll go off on a change as comes up along the near side. Trying to move his way to the front, trying to pass it around to himself. Was McCall. Sean Gregory working with it now. Getting checked, Sean O'Connor. Trying to beat out McIntyre, but this one's going to hit the protective netting, and the face-off will stay inside the Liberty zone as they were the offending party on that one. 7:46 left here in the second. It doesn't get any easier as time ticks down here. So you got to start putting something in the net here as you go into the second half of this game. Especially if you want to gain ground in the rankings here. Beating number 3 would be probably at the top of your priority list. So let's square off against number 4, Rowan, on the 23rd. We'll talk about that schedule that I promised you further down the line here. Is trying to stuff it along the side of the net was O'Connor. Pushed to the front in the slot, but it's kicked up top to the blue line. Trying to shoot it through traffic there was A.J. Wood. And a second attempt here, O'Connor setting it up for Tracy. Tracy trying to give the return pass. Fed to the front along the short side of the net. And it comes up along the near side. Kept in at the blue line. Nice effort there by Cody Shelbert as it goes back behind the goal line. Over to the far corner, Ebel trying to get it along that left wing. It does find its way out. Servone trying to get it ahead there. Up at the blue line, the Retrievers' blue line, trying to kick it ahead. Ebel got in front of that one at the red line, and he'll chop it in. Along those far boards, Retrievers will hand it over to the near side. OC trying to get a hold of the puck as it's a little bit out of his range. Drago's forced to make a save from a blue line clear in. 7 minutes to go here in a second. 4-0 Flames. Hockey night in Maryland here at the Reisterstown Sportsplex. And pass ahead now along the near wing with a shot that just goes wide. Zach Tracy missing the target as the Flames will clear it out. And it'll be played ahead now for Jeff Boschman. Boschman looking. He had someone breaking to the front of the net. It was Barstead. Now comes into the slot with a shot that doesn't make its way to Drago. Another attempt at it. This one goes into the protective netting behind Drago, and we have a delayed penalty being called here, and we got a slash. So yet another power play coming up for the Flames. They have struck once on the power play in this game. Did my math correctly, they are 1 for 4 so far. And these are definitely players you don't want taking penalties. We saw Brandon Fritz take one. Now we got Zach Tracy taking one. Looking ahead, yeah, we do have Ryder coming up in the schedule after the weekend against William Patterson at home and home. So Ryder and Rowan. So you got 3 ranked teams, 4 ranked teams, well, pretty much above the Retrievers in these instances. Taking a look where Ryder falls, they are at number 8, so they're 2 behind UMBC. Important contest, as I was talking with Coach in Coach Vogelai's corner. Yeah, this is probably the most important month in the schedule next to January. Got along the side of the net and trying to set up a one-time backdoor is Liberty, but it's squeezed out. Here comes a shorthanded try by the Retrievers. It's Matt Bloom. Bloom fishing it off in the corner, sending it all the way up to the blue line, and it's going to be delayed offside as Gregory could not get there in time to take the shot. Back along the neutral zone. Aggressively forechecking there is Matt Bloom, but he'll back off, switching places there with Atkinson. And some of the guys that you want to look to when it comes down to shorthanded opportunities, you know, it would obviously be Atkinson, but Bloomer's got 2, and Atkinson's got 1 under his belt. As this one goes through, Drago has to make the save. A second effort. Great save by Drago, but it goes behind him. Trying to stuff it is Devin Dockstetter, but it's squeezed aside. Up top to the blue line it comes. Trying to take a shot through traffic was Barstead, but it comes up along the near side of the net. And now we got some pushing and shoving as everyone's kind of within the comfort zone of John Drago. Cooler heads prevail in a face-off upcoming. 51 seconds left to kill on the penalty to Zach Tracy. 20-14, shots in favor of Liberty. As I talked here, the shorthanded specialist, I beg your pardon, I missed somebody in there that's also at the top of the list. That's Sean O'Connor. So between those 3, they have 5 shorthanded goals on the season. Hoping to see some of that magic here in the next 51 seconds. As O'Connor tries to pinch at it at the point, trying to get it away from Servone, but he got it in deep behind the goal line. Over to the near side half boards. Liberty's still trying to work at it, but having a bit of a time right now as it is kicked out to the red line, back to their own blue line to go Servone. In front of the Retrievers bench. Over to the near side for Kazmierzak. Kazmierzak across the line. But he's being tied up at the moment, and he squeezed off the puck as it was Alec Hannock that squeezed it all the way down. Into the Liberty zone. Servone back behind his keeper. He's going to go over to the far side of his zone. Over to the near side with a pass through the slot for Cotton. Cotton through center. Along the half board, the side of the Retriever zone. Kazmierzak with a pass up top to Huntington. Huntington looking for a lane back over to Kazmierzak along the near boards. Back up top. Huntington looking, takes his shot. Saved by Drago, the rebound. Swept aside off into that far corner. And we will return back to 5-a-side hockey with 4:33 left here in the second. Retrievers trying to maneuver it out into the neutral zone, but it's kept in there by King. And it goes back behind Drago, and it'll be switched back over to that side it came from as it's steered out by Hannock out in the neutral zone. Sticked all the way in by Huntington. He goes off on a change. Retrievers going to try to take advantage of Liberty making a few changes here. They don't get it out through center as it's turned over. Now a 3-on-1 coming back the other way. It's Devin Dockstetter losing his footing, but he still has the puck. Taking his shot, does not make its way into the slot. On to Drago, and the Retrievers will backhand it out in the neutral zone. Picked up by McIntyre. He'll rifle this one off the glass and all the way down back behind the goal line. Switched over to the same side it came from. Retrievers trying to break it out. And it is a pass set to head. Trying to move with it. With a backhand shot from McNulty right in on Gortman with a save. Brad Dockstetter with it. Having it swept away by Dan Armstrong. Armstrong can't gain control of it as it's swept around over to the far side. There'll be Freeman with it now. Freeman looking for options here. He sends it out through center, trying to hook up with Devin Dockstetter. He couldn't get it in his wheelhouse there. Send up a pass, and now the Retrievals will dump it into the far corner of the Liberty zone. Back to pick it up is Arbor. Arbor deeking around, getting away from Pierce McCall with the pass ahead now for Freeman. Freeman leaving it up there for Cotton. Cotton going over to the far side here, or the far end of the near side. Trying to take a shot, but he was going wide, and that one went wide as well. Trying to get it through the feet of Huntington, but the Retrievers can't get it in deep. And an incidental collision here, OC colliding with Huntington. O'Connor is not looking good. He's going to go off. He's a little shaken up. Hopefully he's okay. We'll get an update on that Hopefully nothing too serious, as now it's sent up to the blue line, not out. Kept in by Fadler, who winds up, takes a shot, and Gortman makes a pad save. Fadler, another try to the front. Oh, and they almost try to stuff it in along the near side. Trying to wrap it around to the front is Zach Tracy. Up top to the blue line. Barry back to Tracy. Tracy having trouble receiving that pass, and it'll be swallowed up there by Boschman. Boschman setting it up along the far side of the neutral zone. King can't get there. And it'll be Hannock with the pass through center. Pass intended there for, I think that was Tracy there who's trying to get it from Hannock. Ebel back inside of his own zone. Cleared out to the blue line, but it's popped right back in by the Retrievers deep. Huntington trying to kick it down. He'll get it on the return off the backboards. In the corner, gloved out of the air nicely there by DJ Fadler. Fent ahead now for Tracy. Fadler taking a shot. He had the angle just wrong as it goes off the side of the net. Comes up to the blue line, not out. Gloved down by Barry. Played by Barry, and this one goes high into the air, as he did wipe out the glove pass. And a couple of extra changes by the Retrievers. It's cleared up to the blue line, not out. Kept in there. Trying to weasel his way around is Alec Hannock with a little spin around, but it'll be able playing it up for Boschman along the right wing. Boschman sending it right down on to Drago. Drago steering it off easy to the corner for Sean Gregory. Gregory with a pass ahead now, trying to hook up a Padgett there, but it goes out of his reach. Liberty trying to clear it in deep, but it's a little back and forth here, but now finally it's Servone breaking away with it. Servone, and it's dropped up top to the top of the slot through traffic, just going wide off of a shot from Josh King. On the half boards and back behind the goal line, over to the far half boards now, going all the way around the world. And it's Nye trying to keep it in deep, but it's squeezed out in the neutral zone, and it's handled right back in by Bannon Linnet from Scottsdale, Arizona. Down to 1 minute here in the second period. Retrievers down 4-0. Not much being generated on the offense. A lot of long tosses on, a couple of point-blank chances. But the shots remain 21-16 in favor of Liberty. Dominating on the offense, and also, given the fact that the Retrievers have been in the box for a little bit of this game as well. A few minor penalties. Liberty is 1 for 5. It goes along the near side inside the Retriever zone with half a minute to go. Trying to look for at least one here to go into the dressing room. Liberty with McIntyre through the neutral zone in front of his bench. Dropping it ahead now. Here comes Brad Dockstetter on his backhand. Takes a shot, the rebound. Goes back behind the goal line. Trying to wrap it around. But Drago's standing tall there. Goes over to the half boards, and now finally UMBC will feather it ahead. Now 5 seconds left, and they're not going to be able to get anything in here as the second intermission is upon us. 4-0 Liberty on top of UMBC. So stay tuned, folks. Hopefully an exciting conclusion to this one coming up as we have 20 minutes to play. Stay tuned here on the Cross Ice feed. 20 minutes more. 0-4 is your score. Hopefully they can turn this one around. Liberty University Flames taking it to your UMBC Retrievers. Trying to get a much-needed win in this second ranking period. So, they started things a little rough here, but let's see if they can turn it around. 3-0 after 1, 4-0 after 2. Let's hope that this is the period for the Retrievers. Try to hit the reset button on this one. If they can, they're going to have to come out flying from the very start here and just pretty much foot on the gas and don't let up if they can. As we have the face-off here to open up this final 20-minute frame. Taking with it along the far side of the neutral zone, cleared all the way back to Drago. Drago setting it up along the wing. They're trying to find Brandon Fritza, came flying through there, up along the blue line and out. Here comes Alec Hannock working in tandem there with McNulty. McNulty on his backhand trying to feed it to the front. The save there by Gortman, and he reaches out with the paw and holds on. 19 seconds deep into this one. They get a shot on goal to start things out here. Remember to check out our schedule, crossicefeed.com/stream. It's probably where you're watching this game from here. If not, you should be. At the bottom of the player, you can see our schedule here. So next game will be against Delaware on December 7th. Here comes a chance now. No, Gortman's going to stick it away. Now Liberty will take it out through neutral with a pass ahead now. For Kazmierzak. Over to the near corner it goes. Back behind the cage, trying to get there first was Fritz. Couldn't get a handle on it. McNulty's going to reach in there and get it. Ryan McNulty trying to set it free. But Brad Dockstetter trying to find it in his case, trying to stick it to the front, but it's cleared away by the Retrievers up to the blue line, not out. Kept in there. On the backhand, Kazmierzak to the front of the net, stopped up there by Fritz. Fritz looking for an outlet pass here over for Jared Padgett. Padgett had it on his stick, but he'll get a return back from turnover from the Flames. Padgett trying to set it up for a breaking Alec but could not get it through to him. Back the other way, McIntyre. Drop pass there for Brad Dockstetter. Couldn't get it through. Devin Dockstetter kind of wiped out there in the slot. The Flames will toss it right back into the Retrievers' territory. Jared Padgett's going to go D-to-D with Cody Selbert. Selbert working along over for DJ Fadler along the right wing. Fadler getting crunched on the boards hard there by Nate Arbor. Back into the neutral zone it goes. Brady Kill setting it up along the left wing. Matt Bloom had his stick tied up there at the moment by Jeff Boschman. And now Gortman's forced to make a play up along the far boards. Up to the blue line and out. It's Brady Kiel picking it up at the red line. Trying to dump it back in. It's in the feet of the linesman there, and it works in favor of Liberty as they'll break it out in the neutral zone and clearing it all the way deep into the Dogs' territory. Back in the doghouse here, Selbert trying to steer it behind his keeper over to the near corner. Selbert staying with it here. The pass along over to the left wing, deflected by O'Connor, but it's stopped up there by the Flames back at their own blue line with Huntington. Huntington trying to launch this one over to the near side of the neutral zone, trying to hook up with Barstead, who has one in this contest. Now it's Boschman on the back check here as Cody Selbert tries to peel away from him. Sent up along the boards. O'Connor will find it around his back. Leading it ahead now across the center ice line. Across the blue line into the Liberty zone. Along the far circle, trying to toss it up front, and he could not hook up there. He's trying to find Bloomer. There comes up top to the point and cleared right back in by Fritz. A backhand feed to the front cut off by the Flames, and Huntington trying to lead it up, and it's cleared out into the neutral zone by John Cotton. Fritz back over to that same side. He finds O'Connor. Liberty changing. O'Connor near circle. He'll feather this one deep. Bloom on his backhand, try to feed it to the front, but it'll be the Flames coming back the other way. 2-on-2 developing. A couple guys back checking here as it goes over. I beg your pardon, that's Servone. Servone sent to the front. Drago the save, the rebound. Trying to get it out. It's Fritz trying to push his man out of there, and that guy waiting was Josh King. And a face-off will take place to the left of John Drago. 16:51 left here in the third. 4-0 Liberty. 22-17 shots in favor of the visitors. Retrievers being shut out in their own barn at the moment here as they try to rebound from this. As A.J. Wood will put it along the far boards. Cleared out in the neutral zone. Trying to work for it. And that was Pierce McCall, but now Servone trying to beat it around. Drago tries to stuff it short side, but it goes wide over for Dan Armstrong along the near side boards. Trying to clear it out, but Nye will keep it in. McCall will give it another try here. And getting a little support there from Wood. Wood trying to get it away from King, but King had it fed to the front, and it's turned over for Adam Taylor. Adam Taylor across the red line has it poked away from him. He gets checked in front of the Liberty bench. Picking it up at the red line. Back the other way, Cody Selbert, who runs into King at the blue line of the Liberty zone. Off along the far board, Servone with it now. Trying to find a pass over to Nye. It was intended for King, but Nye picked it up, turned over now. Here comes a chance. McCall trying to feed it to the front, and Gortman reaching out with the paddle. Just missed it as it goes over to the far half boards. Cleared in by Liberty. Liberty getting a wholesale change going on here. Drago setting it up and gaining some speed here. Brandon Fritz as he comes around the horn over to the near side. Fritz with a pass ahead, deflected in by Padgett. Padgett's going to work his way towards the front of the net here. Played off in the far circle. Liberty will play it out. Moving it ahead now. And that's Devin Dockstetter at the blue line on his backhand. Dumps it in. Down there to Chase. And it's Devin Dockstetter getting his own dump in here. Brandon Fritz will take him to the boards. Padgett with a pass ahead now. Trying to find McNulty, but it goes out of his reach, and it's slapped right back in by the Flames. Picking it up now, Brady Keel. With a pass over to Fritz, who gets tied up into the boards by Devin. Devin getting some support there. Brad trying to get in there with Miller. Brad Dockstetter's going to back off, and we're going to have a whistle here as the puck was just stuck in a skate there of Brandon Fritz. 14:58 left here in the third. Retrievers looking, gaining some offense here, and a little tough right now. Of course, the third-ranked Liberty Flames here in town. Tomorrow they'll go up and play Delaware at the Fred Rust Arena. Retrievers will have a day off tomorrow. Trying to get around is Atkinson. Atkinson trying to get the puck away from McIntyre. McIntyre will use the high glass and send it all the way down into the Retriever zone. Back there to pick it up. No icing. Sean Gregory. With a pass up through center. Turned over. And sent right back in by Bannon Linnet. Cotton checking. A.J. Wood into the boards. Woods will get a return pass. Wood moving it, and it's turned over here. Now is a chance for the Flames with a shot. A great save by Drago. That one hit the protective netting, but they're not going to whistle it down. This one goes to the slot and past Cotton and out and up to the blue line. Diving effort there by Linett, but he could not keep it in. A.J. Wood moving it ahead now. He'll find Atkinson with a nice move there. Sets it up for Matt Bloom, and they're going to rule him on the offside. A great burst of speed through the neutral zone, but maintaining that blue line seemed to be an issue on that play with 14:07 left here in the third. And hoping some of the words spoken by Coach Vogelai in that locker room will get these guys charged up. He was encouraging them to get out there and have some fun, put a smile on your face. I mean, these guys are taking this 4-0 deficit quite seriously, but and here comes a chance now. Liberty back the other way with a shot. They score! Eric Burke makes it 5-0 Liberty with 13:56 left here in the third. Well, there's no fun in being down 5-0, so let's see if they can find a silver lining in this one. They got plenty of time to do so. Kind of a tough pill to swallow here for the UMBC faithful that look on from the bleachers. Liberty University has handed UMBC one loss in the last 3 seasons. That's not counting the D1 squad. The D1 squad had a victory on these Retrievers as this one sticked away by Justin Gortman. So Huntington and Ebel will get the assist on that goal. Now chasing it. Cody Selbert back towards Drago. Along the side of the net he goes. Up along the glass, he finds it along the wing. It'll be picked up by Sean O'Connor. O'Connor trying to work his way from the outside, trying to tuck his way to the inside, but he'll have to go around the horn. As he's being shadowed there, stops along the half boards near side. Still with it, near circle. Into the slot he goes, still with it. And he hasn't moved away from him there, but he'll chase it down. Back into the far corner he goes. He gets checked off the puck, still trying to stay with it. Goes back behind the cage, and there's a delayed call coming up here to Liberty. And it's stuffed around the near side of the goal, and it's slapped out by Liberty, and then we'll get the call here with 13:01 left here in the third period. 5-0 Liberty, a power play upcoming for the Retrievers. Retrievers are 0 for 1 on the power play this evening, and Liberty is 1 for 5, I believe, if I have my math correct. So I was discussing with Coach Pellis between the periods there, a little bit lopsided in the officiating department. And sitting for 2 or less is Peter Kazmierzak from Pendleton, New York, just outside of Buffalo. Here comes the power play for the Retrievers. Fed to the front, and Gortman makes the save. The rebound. DJ Fadler will pick it up and send it back behind the cage. Sent around over to that far circle. Up top again. Here comes a shot from Bloom. Oh, and it just goes off the near post. Fed back behind the goal line. Great shot from the point. It did make its way through traffic. And now we'll have a whistle. And we'll await the call here from Water Wings. We got a delay of game call coming up here. It sounds like it's going to McIntyre for Liberty. So we got ourselves a 5-on-3 situation for the next minute 35. This might be the turnaround point for the Retrievers. Let's see if they could do something with this opportunity. They've only seen the power play once in this game, and it was pretty early on in this contest. Face-off won by the Retrievers. Stepping up there. And picking it off over to the near circle. It's Bloom. Bloom looking for a lane. Sends it down. Over up top again with Atkinson's shot that just goes above the cage and wide. Bloom with it again. Feeding it down low. Back up top. Near or far circle. Trying to work his way to the front with a shot. They score! Prius get out of the left lane. They score on the power play. 12:15 left here in the third. 5-1 Liberty, but they got the work cut out for them. 1:39 left on a penalty to McIntyre. So maybe they can cut the deficit down by 3. Essentially, we're back to where we started coming into this third frame, but let's see if that energizes this team. Jean-Luc Durante with a goal. O'Connor and Atkinson on the helpers. And the Retrievers buzzing back inside the Flame zone, up top. Trying to keep it in. Fritz, shot goes wide. Chased off into the corner. Pierce McCall trying to find it. Along the half boards he goes. He's got 2 Flames to contend with. Hopefully he doesn't get burned. Over to the far boards. Up to the blue line and out. The attempt to keep it in there. Adam Taylor did not work out, and Drago having a little bit of a time as Kazmierzak was all up in his grill, and he holds on with the face-off coming up to his left. 11:34 left here in the third. 58 seconds left on the man advantage. 5-1 Liberty. We're still looking for that silver lining in this game, and I mean, 1 goal is a start. At least the power play is active. You know, Coach talked in the coach's corner about how his team, he wants them operating about 50%. That's pretty ambitious, but let's see. Here comes Atkinson. Around the near side of the net. Over to the far corner he goes. Stops, looks, surveys his options. Still being chased down there. Sends it up top to the point to Bloomer. Bloom winding up, taking a shot. Oh, and that one hit somebody hard up in front of the net, and he is reeling from that shot. Can't tell who that is from here, but this one's cleared all the way down the length of the ice. Half a minute left on the man advantage for the Retrievers. Whoever that player was up front, I believe that might be number 2, or I beg your pardon, that's number 4. That's Lucas Ebel. And across the line, the Retrievers go with 10 seconds left on the man advantage. Along the near corner they go. Bloom getting the pass up top. Bloom looking for a lane, sends it down to the goal line. And down for Zach Tracy. Back over to the far corner. Tracy still with it. But he's being pinned to the boards there by Cotton. Cotton trying to stick it free. Cotton will find it all the way around the boards, and out into the neutral zone it goes. Liberty back to full strength with 10.5 to go here in the third. 5-1 Liberty. Trying to work his way to the front was Miller, and here comes Servone trying to feed it to the front, and it's gloved away by Drago. Atkinson trying to chase it down. He gets popped from behind. Atkinson working it through the legs of Cotton. Up through center for Jean-Luc Durante. Jean-Luc dropping it there for O'Connor. O'Connor on his backhand, trying to work it to his forehand. Takes a shot and grabbing the save. The rebound, no rebound coming actually. He keeps it under his paw and he holds on for the faceoff. Great rush of activity by the Retrievers. Things are livening up a little bit here at the Reisterstown Sportsplex in Reisterstown, Maryland. David Stearns here for Cross Ice Feed, bringing you the live action of this one. December 7th, we're going to have the Delaware Fighting Blue Hens here in the barn. As this one is clear up to the boards, not out, kept in at the blue line. With a long toss on, that just goes wide. Off the stick of Matt Barry. Goes off into the near corner. Retrievers trying to maintain some offensive zone presence. A pile of bodies here as it comes up top to the point. Brandon Fritz taking a shot through traffic, stopped up in the slot. And a shot taken again on the rebound does not make its way through. A turnaround chance, goes to the front, trying to move it on the backhand. Oh, and it just misses the near post. Off into the near corner it goes. Retrievers maintaining control. This is not a power play, folks. It is 5-on-5. Trying to chase it down there. McNulty trying to pinch into support. It'll be picked up by Jared Padgett along the far corner. Oh, and he just runs over his man. Oh, baby. Over to the near corner now. The Retrievers pop it up top to the blue line. Brandon Fritz winds up, takes a shot, and it's deflected off to the far half boards. Trying to pinch in to keep it in there was Barry. Comes up to the blue line and out. Feathered off over to the near side of the neutral zone. Liberty will clear it in. They get some much-needed changes out there on the ice. 9:05 left here in the third. Liberty with a 5-1 lead. And this one's taken through into the slot, blocked down by Barry, cleared up to the blue line, not out, kept in there by Arbor. Along the near side, trying to move that one to the front was Devin Dockstetter. And it goes up top to the far blue line, kept in there by Sadoun. I beg your pardon, that's McIntyre. I didn't see the one in that 1-5. Chased down by McNulty now. McNulty taking it along in front of his bench on his backhand. He tries to sweep it in. They're going to rule this one in icing as he was behind the red line. And the Retrievers are going to be denied their change with 8:37 left here in the third. Speaking of those Fighting Blue Hens, Liberty, that is their next contestant tomorrow with the 3 o'clock matinee up at the Fred Rust Arena. Retrievers, next opponent next weekend, a home and home against the William Patterson University Pioneers. And that team is easily contested as one of the best teams in Division II hockey in the nation, as they sit at the #1 spot in the Northeast. Liberty, of course, at #3 as this point shot goes through just wide. Off into the far half boards, being chased down by Kazmierzak. Barry trying to get a handle on it. Devin Dockstetter picks his pocket, sent up for Brad Dockstetter, fed to the front. No, and trying to work his way is Kazmierzak. Great defensive play off the side of the net. Brad Dockstetter's shot goes. Matt Barry trying to find it, and he'll launch this one up off of Bloom, out through neutral. Liberty will pop it right back in, but it's intercepted there by Gregory. Gregory along the far wing, and he clears it in there. But Liberty will take it back along the near side. Brad Dockstetter settling it down at the blue line and in. Feathering that one on, and a deflected shot there by Devin Dockstetter. These guys look like the Sedin twins out there the way they're operating together. And I mean, it's no mystery as they're both on the top of the stat columns in points and goals and assists. This one's fed along the short side of the far post there. Not making its way through into the front of the net there as it goes along the near side and out. Near the neutral zone, Liberty on a delayed offside, having a tag up here, and they're also going to get some changes. Some players stay on there as Adam Taylor puts this one to the front and goes behind Grotman. Oh, that one had kind of a funny bounce off of Gortman there. As now here comes the turnaround shot. As this one was fed on from the blue line and into the slot, and a one time on that clear end goes right in on Gortman, and he holds down with 7:23 left here in the third, so he's being tested. He's seen 21 shots in this one, allowing 1 goal. Last night he allowed 2 against Maryland on 36 shots. So he's pretty consistent here, and I guess Liberty's going to roll on with him. Maybe they'll give him another start tomorrow. Maybe he'll take the weekend. At this rate, he just might, as this one's going to be ruled a glove pass, or no, they're going to rule this one offside. So 7:17 remains here, and Retrievers' only goal coming on the power play from Jean-Luc Durante. Face-off one back into the Liberty zone. Huntington going D to D here. Comes along the near side for King. King leaves it ahead now. It's picked up by Burke. Burke stops, tries to get it through. Trying to get around Brady Keel. Brady Keel takes care of him. Fritz along the far side. Makes its way through all the traffic. I actually thought Liberty deflected that one, but they're still going to rule it an icing. And I don't think Coach Vogelai believes it either. So 6:58 left here in the third. Face-off to the left of John Drago. And it'll be Zach Tracy taking it against Cotton. Cotton winning it back up top to Huntington. Huntington launches this one just wide of the net over into the near quarter. Brady Keel's going to get there with Boschman. Boschman trying to work it away from Keel. Cotton will help out in there, trying to find it over to Barstead. Barstead trying to get it on Drago. Drago aggressively poking in there. But it's going to be Liberty keeping it along the far blue line and putting it down back behind the goal line. Chasing it down, Fritz. Trying to pass it over to Tracy. Tracy on his backhand pass, cut off there by Cotton, but it's bounced up for the Retrievers, and that was McCall that fed it out in the neutral zone, but it's popped right back in by Liberty. 6 1/4 left here in the third. Retrievers in a 5-1 deficit right now. Down by 4 in their own barn as this one's turned over to Zach Tracy, coming in on goal, takes a shot. Oh, what a great glove save by Justin Gortman. Snagging that one out of the air. Point blank from Zach Tracy. And the Retrievers just can't cut a break. Face-off will come up to the left. And Justin Gortman, as his players, fellow teammates there, come up and congratulate him on a great save. Face-off one towards the net, but stolen away by the Flames. And along the far side, over to the near side of the neutral zone with a pass ahead out of the reach of Freeman. And it's sticked away by the Retrievers, trying to move it ahead now for McNulty. McNulty trying to get there first, but no, it'll be picked up by the Flames. And it was McIntyre trying to get a pass over to Freeman. Freeman's going to have to retreat back behind the goal line, passing it over to the far half boards. In the feet of the referee, Miller tried to play it out. And trying to stick it out of the air. Again, was Arbor there. Trying to do some support. It's Freeman and him switch places. Freeman getting the pass along the near side. Looking to move it up through neutral by himself. He had Kazmierzak waiting for it. Gloved out of the air on a clear end by Barry. Barry trying to move it up along the boards, not out. Kept in there by Kazmierzak. A little support there from Padgett clears it out towards the Liberty blue line with 5 1/4 left here in the third. Retrievers need 4 to tie here as it's A.J. Wood trying to move it along the far boards. Freeman will keep it active for Liberty inside the Retrievers zone. Finding the loose puck now is Alec Hannock trying to move it. The pass for Jared Paget, but it's dumped right back in by Lynott. Or Lynott, I beg your pardon. Drago setting it up behind his net. Uses the backboards to get it over to Wood. Boschman trying to keep it in. A second attempt there by Nye keeps it active for the Flames inside the Retriever zone. Finally, it's squirt free by the Retrievers, but the Flames will take it back into the neutral zone, coming back towards the Retrievers' end. Turned over to A.J. Wood. Wood moving the pass along ahead now, trying to find Atkinson. And it's tied up by Bloom. Bloom backhanding it through into the neutral zone, but it's picked off by Liberty. Jordan Barstead setting it up, and it's sent down into the Retriever zone, where Drago will have it along the side of the net. O'Connor moving the pass ahead for Bloom. The captain along the half boards. Down into the corner he goes. Going around the world. Making his way through all the traffic with the pass up top to Keel. Keel looking for a lane. Takes a shot and it just goes wide. Picked up by Fandler. Put down behind the net. Trying to move it to the front now. I beg your pardon. That was Sean Gregory. And he misplays the puck as it's moved out into the neutral zone. But left there now for O'Connor. Ahead Bloom. Trying to find the puck there as we have some incidental contact in the neutral zone. Gregory trying to drag it in. And they're going to rule that they're on a delayed offside. Nobody's got their arm up here as everyone's yelling for off, but they're perfectly onside in somebody's eyes. Well, actually in all three of the Zebras' eyes out there. And Liberty making some changes here. Atkinson's going to try to take advantage of that as he comes across the Flames line. Atkinson taking a shot, just goes wide. Picking up that rebound, fed to the front. A chance now. The shot. They score! Go Ninja, go Ninja, go! The Retrievers putting up their second goal. They cut the deficit down by 3 with 3:38 left here in the third. Let's see if they can keep the momentum going. Taking that shot was Pierce McCall. And we'll get the call on the helpers here from the public address from Jeff Hemmel. Face-off one back to the Flames. McCall getting the call. Well, I think I heard O'Connor in there. O'Connor and Atkinson on the helpers. There you have it. Now we have the dock setters converging in on stripes here, trying to figure out what's going on, and they'll get their answer and they'll back away. Face off to the right of John Drago. 3:24 left here in the third. The silver lining is getting a little bit shinier as the Retrievers have put up 2. Here comes a chance now. Devin Docksetter gets spoiled there by Drago. Drago had to make 2 saves on that one. A flurry of activity there down in the low slot. Brandon Fritz in the near corner ducks away from a check from Devin. Brad trying to work his way to the front. Brad trying to find Devin, trying to steer it along the near side of the net. It's caught up in the paraphernalia here of Fritz. Fritz trying to fight for it. And he'll have to fight Devin now as he fought off Brad. Brad has the puck now, trying to move it to the front, but it's stolen away by Barry. On his backhand up to the blue line. Not out. Point shot taken. Drago forced to make a bit of a sprawling save, but it actually went wide. Got his pad out there and everything. He almost did the splits as this one down in the neutral zone for Huntington as both teams make some changes. About 2:35 left here in the third. A.J. Wood setting it up now for Jared Paget. Paget trying to push it through neutral, but it's launched right back in on a backhand from John Cotton. And back to pick it up is Matt Berry. He gets pressured by Freeman, so he's forced to make the pass over to the far side, over to Hannock. Hannock going back to that side, but Cotton was there to pick it off there. Comes into the slot with a shot. It just hits the glass. Rifling that one wide was Freeman. Berry up to the point. Kept in again by McIntyre. McIntyre swinging around the boards. Over to the near side, Wood trying to catch up with it, but Paget will get it. Paget drop pass to Wood, and he finds an open outlet there. No icing as McIntyre stops it up at his blue line. 2 minutes to play here in the third. And it's turned over to Paget. Paget coming across the line, but he had a couple of guys still inside the Flame zone, so it's offsides. 1:57 remains here in the third. 3-goal hole. Let's see if they can climb out of it. They were in a 3-goal hole after 1 period to play, and it took them some time here to get their first goal. It came here in the third period on a power play. It was actually a 5-on-3 goal scored by Durante. Now let's see if they can build off of Pierce McCall's goal. The Retrievers trying to gain the Flame zone. They're staying tight on that line there, preventing the Dogs from getting anywhere. Cervone trying to get a pass. But it's turned over. Atkinson having it dropped off there. John Luke across the line. Jean-Luc taking a shot. They score! with a chopper. They get a third goal here in the third. 1:34 left in the third period. They cut the deficit down by 2. Building off the momentum from the Pierce McCall goal, they're going to keep going with it. Time is a major factor here, but let's see if they can keep it going. Let's get the call here on the goal. So Durante gets the goal, and coming across the line as we come down to the 1 minute mark, but it's turned over. Liberty's going to come back with it. I got a bit of a rush going on here as Atkinson tries to strip it away from Brad as we're down to the 1 minute mark. 5-3 Liberty. An explosion of offense as the Retrievers were down 5-0. Let's see if they can keep it going. It's up at the blue line, and it's still inside the Liberty zone, but it's turned over to Liberty as they come back with 45 to play. Maybe looking to see if Drago can make it to the bench, but not exactly sure if that's going to happen. Matt Berry with it along the far side, up in front of his bench, still with it now, leading it ahead. Trying to find it to Zach Tracy with a shot, and it just goes off the side of the net. Over to the near half boards. Half a minute here to go in the third period. Dogs down by 2. Swung around over to that far corner. Maybe they're just going to want to try to keep this score for ranking purposes, if they can keep it as close as possible here. With it, O'Connor. Across the line, he squeaks in. Near circle, takes his shot and goes right in on Gortman, and he holds on. Drago looking towards the bench. And they are going to call him in, so they're going to get the extra man out there. Retrievers with 6 out there. We got Fritz, Bloom, Barry, Fadler, O'Connor, and Tracy. Tracy's going to take the face-off. And it's won back by Liberty. 10 seconds to go. Cleared around the boards over to the near side. And it's airborne up at the blue line. Not out. Kept in there. Turnaround shot. And it does bounce up to the blue. No, it's going to still be in there. But that'll do it. Time will expire, and the Retrievers fall to the Liberty University Flames for the second time in 6 games in the last 3 seasons with a final score of 5-3. It's kind of ironic here, as 5-3 was the final score the last time these two teams met. That was at Liberty University. But hey, next weekend it's William Patterson these guys have to contend with in a home-and-home series. Hopefully they can walk away with 1, maybe 2 victories in that one, as they have their biggest challenge yet this season against the Pioneers. So, final score, 5-3, Retrievers, losers on this end at the Reisterstown Sportsplex to the Liberty Flames. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you back here December 7th as the visiting Delaware Fighting Blue Hens come to town at the Reisterstown Sportsplex. This has been David Stearns for Cross Ice Feed and Brett Kibler on camera saying good night, and as always, don't stop believing.